So, my first two videos were quite, you know, short and weird maybe. I didn't even introduce myself yet, but I am Guy Notre Dame, a very weird name. It even rhymes, very poetic, like Guy Notre Dame. But anyway, that doesn't matter too much. What does matter is why I decided to start making YouTube videos. It's just I discovered this bliss, this happiness in my life. Finally, eventually, after quite a long search. I'm not that old. I can just say it, I'm 21, But, you know, I already had experience smoking and drinking when I was 6 years old. And, I regularly smoked. And I drank regularly also, actually, yeah, almost every week. And then I was only 6 years old, and then I did that until I was about 12, and then I started smoking cannabis. Then I started smoking weed. So, yeah, school was quite crazy. I'm not gonna talk about that too much. School is just insane. Anyway, and then later on, when I was 15, I joined this higher school thing, and then I stopped everything actually. But I was still quite low in consciousness and stuff. But I stopped it all. And then later on, like about 1 year later, I started really feeling like I have to smoke something. I have to go partying and drinking again. I also, I never had a girlfriend or anything like that. I might have had like this relationship of one day or something. And all we did was kiss a few times, and that was about it. I never had anything more than that. So I was looking for something to make me happy, so I got stuck in a lot of crap. And then when I was 17 years old, I ran away from school because everything was wrong. Everything was going really wrong. Then my parents decided to divorce at the same time. And then, it was really, really bad. I was feeling so bad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't see the purpose of life in any single way. It was like no purpose at all anywhere. What to do, work and earn money and buy stuff to enjoy your senses or something. What was that? You can't do anything. So then, while I was going home on the train from school, in this crazy period, and I was really going totally mad. Then I met this guy on the train that I knew from before. He was in the room next to me, when we were sleeping in school, that was some sort of a boarding school. And we were going to smoke a joint outside and once, and then they caught us, and he had something in his room, so they threw him out. But anyway, then I met him on the train, and he was telling me, yeah, well, I'm living in a squat house now, sort of a homeless lifestyle thing, with lots of drugs and all kinds of cool parties and cool people and shamanic things and ghosts and, all kinds of cool stuff, living on the street, eating from the garbage and asking stuff from the stores, stuff that didn't get sold, or you go to the bakery and you ask for the bread that didn't get sold and stuff. So then I decided, like, yes, this is it. Finally, I found something I can do. And I did it. And I learned a lot. And I was only 17, so the cops were kind of looking for me, when I ran. My parents were quite distressed. My dad was especially mad because I gave up, material life with earning money and stuff like that, and reputation. Reputation, it's quite fun. He was always concerned about my reputation, and then I just go live in the dirt as a homeless. Anyway, so my mother was very, very worried and sad. But out there, I still, yeah, before I left, I had some things with the spiritual life. I was always into spirituality, and I loved nature. Nature was always my first love, you know. When people told me, oh, you don't have a girlfriend, you never have a girlfriend, you know, when I was a little kid, even when I was a little kid, they were talking like that. And then I said, no, I have a girlfriend, you know, it's nature. So I really love nature anyway. But then later on, when I was in that squat house thing, I just couldn't get rid of any spiritual things, you know. It was always something shamanic or spiritual or about God or about ghosts and things like that. Pictures of God, books about God, you know, and on drugs. I started reading and realizing, and you know, and eventually then, when I was about 20 years old, I decided to, when I was almost 20 years old, then I decided to start working, you know, try to find a job, get a get a place to stay that I can rent, you know, and you know, try that life. And so I went on to live a material life, you know. I found a house, I lived without a job for almost a year. And then I found like the job of my dreams, and I already had this small apartment that was not far from the coast. It was just across the street of a nature reserve, like perfect for me, right? And then I find a job in that nature reserve. So everything was going perfect, but I was still stuck on drugs, all kinds of. And so somehow I really wasn't happy, you know. I really was not happy. You know. I had my own little garden. I was growing my own food, you know. I was being, you know, the hippie, you know, stuff like that, a working hippie. And, you know, growing spiritually though, but I wasn't happy, you know. There was something very, very wrong. So eventually, on YouTube and the internet and those spiritual books, you know, I had spiritual books since I was a kid. I started reading again and realizing more. And then I made the decision. I have to go to a spiritual place to really grow spiritually. That was my realization after all the reading and watching videos and listening to people and talking and what I learned as a homeless and, you know, as a druggie. Yeah, you really have to go to a spiritual place, make a big step, leave everything behind, you know, live a simple life, you know, and I did it, you know. 5 days after I decided to go, everything went perfect, you know, I found someone to take over my house, I had a dog, I found a great place for him, he was going to a dog school, you know, it was also, you know, he was going to a dog school, and it was sort of a farm, you know, so he could run around, and there were two other dog friends of him, you know, like, perfect, right? So then I came here to this place right here. I'm in the temple, in a castle, a medieval castle in Europe somewhere. I will reveal the exact location later on in this video. I want to keep, you know, a little secret in the beginning, you know, to make things interesting. But anyway, this is a very nice, very nice place in the world, and God is really present here. And there's lots of young people living here, you know, people of all ages, but you know, I was really amazed, so many young people, and I never expected that I could just enter this place and join this place like this, you know. So I first sent an email, you know, and they have an email system here, of course. If you're a spiritual society and you want to help people, then you also have to do things on the internet, especially today, you know, everything is going on the internet, you know, isn't it? So, you know, I got here and I grew, seriously. So in the next videos, I will explain you what exactly I realize now, what I learned. And I will share with you realization that still come every day, you know. Every day there is something that you learn, some realization that makes you really, you know, yeah, that makes you see God somehow, you know. And eventually the goal is to see God everywhere all the time, to be in this bliss, you know. That's the most important thing that I got here. Happiness, bliss, you know, constant ecstasy and bliss, you know. just living simple life. You don't really have anything that you really own. You know, I have this camera and this little laptop here, but and quite some books, of course. But eventually, you know, I'm happy without that. Also, you know, you're just happy. You're just happy with it. I'm having this tickling thing in my throat right now. But anyway, yeah, you meditate 2 hours a day, and you know, you go to the temple. You sing with people. You know, you sing together. It's such a blissful experience. It's so great. I will tell you all about it in the next videos. All blessings to you.